What happens when people wake up in 2026 but feel like they're living in 2016 again? Make sure to subscribe to the Echo Scoop and like and comment for more talk show coverage. The host leans in as the audience chuckles. No, seriously, social media is full of people saying 2026 feels like 2016. Outfits, music, memes, everything's coming back. Why? A co-host jumps in instantly. Because people are tired. 2016 felt simple, fun, stable. Now everything feels stressful, so people are recreating that energy. Another shakes her head. 2016 wasn't simple. People just forgot. Nostalgia edits reality. The skeptical panelist laughs. I think people are just bored and recycling trends. It's not that deep. Oh, come on, another snaps. People don't revive a whole vibe unless they feel something. Or unless the algorithm forces it, the skeptic fires back. The audience laughs at the tension. The host raises a hand. But look at what's happening. Old songs trending again, 2016 makeup back, influencers dressing the same way. This isn't random. One panelist nods. People want comfort. The world feels heavier now, AI, jobs, politics. So they go back to a time when they felt more alive. The audience hums in agreement. The skeptic rolls her eyes. So now wearing 2016 jeans is therapy? Another co-host interrupts sharply. Not therapy, coping. People miss who they were. That hits the room. Even the audience reacts with a soft, The host leans forward. Exactly. Maybe this trend isn't about fashion at all. Maybe people don't feel safe in the present or confident about the future. The table goes quiet for a moment. Then the outspoken co-host says, it's both. Nostalgia plus escape. That's why 2026 feels like 2016. The skeptic sighs dramatically. Fine. But adults recreating their old selfies? Let's be honest, it's a little ridiculous. The audience bursts out laughing. The host smiles at the camera. Ridiculous or not, millions of people are feeling it. And in part 2, we're going deeper. Why people emotionally prefer the past over the present. She points at the panel. And trust me, they're not agreeing on this. Audience laughs again as the host wraps up. The moment they come back from the break, the host is already mid-sentence. Because if people are saying 2026 feels like 2016, there's an emotional reason behind it. It's not just TikTok trends. The audience settles, listening closely. A co-host jumps in. Exactly. People aren't just copying aesthetics. They're escaping. They're avoiding the pressure of right now. The skeptic shakes her head with a laugh. Escaping? Or just being dramatic? Not everything is a deep emotional crisis. The outspoken co-host immediately cuts her off. But it is emotional. People are anxious, overwhelmed, burnt out. 2016 felt fun. It felt lighter. That matters. The audience claps lightly. The host raises an eyebrow. So you think people are trying to go back to who they used to be? Of course, another panelist replies. In 2016 people still felt hopeful. Now everyone's tired. The future scares people. The skeptic snorts. So now nostalgia is a coping mechanism? Yes, the outspoken co-host fires back. Have you not seen the internet? People are literally recreating their old photos because they miss feeling young and stress-free. A couple of audience members laugh knowingly. The host leans forward. Let me ask this. Do you think people actually dislike 2026? Or is this just a comfort thing? A panelist responds quickly. Both. They don't hate their lives, they just don't feel grounded. Everything's changing too fast. AI, news cycles, economy, it's nonstop. The skeptic interrupts again. So dressing like it's 2016 fixes that? No, the co-host replies, but it reminds people of a time they understood. And that's comforting. The audience claps louder this time. The host looks at the camera. And maybe that's the real story here. Maybe 2026 didn't fail. Maybe people's hearts are just still stuck in the last time they felt safe. One panelist nods. Exactly. Nostalgia is emotional. People want to feel like themselves again. The skeptic just throws her hands up in surrender, and the audience laughs. The host smiles. Well, we're definitely not done. Because the deeper we go, the more complicated this gets. And after the break, we're talking about whether this trend is harmless, or if people are losing themselves in the past. The lights shift slightly as the host turns to camera one. The camera fades back in and the host is already shaking her head with a small smile. Okay, so before the break, we asked the question, is this whole 2026 feels like 2016 thing harmless fun, or are people losing themselves in nostalgia? The audience murmurs, waiting for drama. A co-host jumps in first. I think it's harmless. People need joy. If wearing 2016 jeans and listening to old playlists makes them feel good, let them live. The outspoken co-host disagrees instantly. Yeah, but when it becomes an identity, that's a problem. Some people aren't just revisiting the past, they're refusing to grow. The audience reacts with an audible, oh. The skeptic folds her arms. Here we go again. People aren't refusing to grow. They're just tired of chasing new trends that change every 5 seconds. Another panelist cuts in. No, she's right. Some people really are stuck. They're scared of moving forward, so they recreate the last year they felt safe. The host nods slowly. Do you think this is connected to the pressure of adulthood? Responsibilities? Bills? Expectations? The outspoken co-host points at her. Exactly. In 2016, people were in school or early jobs or just starting life. But they're dealing with real adult problems. The audience laughs knowingly, a few cheers from the back. The skeptic interrupts again. But that's life. You grow up. You can't keep acting like you're 20 forever. A panelist snaps right back. It's not about acting 20, it's about missing who you were emotionally. The host raises a hand, calming the rising tension. Let me throw this out. Is nostalgia helping people process their feelings, or helping them avoid them? That question hangs heavy. Both, one co-host says quietly. Some people use nostalgia gently. Others hide in it. The audience hums in agreement. The skeptic leans forward. Well, hiding won't help. The world won't go back to 2016 just because you want it to. The outspoken co-host shoots back immediately. No one said it would. People just want a break from chaos. Let them breathe. The audience bursts into applause. The host laughs nervously. Oh, hey, before this table bursts into flames. She looks into the camera, serious now. This trend is bigger than outfits and music. It's about emotion, identity, and how people deal with change. The host leans forward, looking at the panel. All right, we've talked about why 2026 feels like 2016, and we've seen the arguments, harmless nostalgia, emotional coping, or people just avoiding the present. But here's the part everyone's curious about. What actually happened after this trend exploded online? The audience leans in. One person whispers, yeah, tell us. A co-host gestures wildly. Social media blew up. Instagram Reels, TikToks, Twitter threads. Celebrities themselves started posting throwbacks. Some embraced it, some laughed at it, and some, honestly, were a little annoyed that people were copying them. The skeptical panelist raises an eyebrow. Annoyed? Really? Because it's viral content. That's free publicity. The outspoken co-host rolls her eyes. It's not about publicity. Some celebrities feel like their past selves are being commodified. And trust me, fans notice. The audience murmurs. A few chuckles ripple through the room. The host nods. Exactly. The response online was wild. Millions of posts with hashtags like #2026 is the new 2016, side-by-side photos, meme remakes, even debates about whether we're repeating the past or just romanticizing it. A panelist laughs. I saw one TikTok with someone redoing their high school photos from 10 years ago. It had 1 million views in a day. People ate it up. The skeptic shrugs. It's content. People love content. End of story. Another co-host interjects. No, it's more than that. It sparked real discussion about how fast our lives are moving, how people feel about growing older, and how they're dealing with anxiety. It's cultural reflection in real time. The host turns to the camera, and the audience loved the debate. Online, people were arguing, laughing, sharing personal stories. Some said it made them feel seen. Some said it made them scared about the future. And the conversation didn't die after one day. It kept growing. The audience reacts with soft applause. The outspoken co-host leans back, smiling. Honestly, this is exactly why trends like this matter. They aren't just about fun, they're a mirror. The host nods slowly. So, what's the takeaway? People are reconnecting with themselves through the past. Social media amplifies it, celebrities respond, and the public engages emotionally. And that's why this trend became such a phenomenon. She looks directly at the camera, warm but serious. So now we want to hear from you. Did this trend make you feel nostalgic, or did it annoy you? Share your opinion in the comments. And of course, subscribe to the Echo Scoop for more real talk show stories and coverage. The audience claps, some stand up, others murmur excitedly as the camera pans across their reactions. The hosts exchange smiles, leaning into the casual chatter as the show wraps up. Social media hashtags are shown briefly on the screen, buzzing with activity. The camera slowly fades out with the hosts waving, leaving viewers with the impression that the conversation, online and offline, is far from over.